Love from the floor. Open all as well. Put this stuff right there. Okay, wavy, okay, wavy. I made music. I was doing a song a day challenge where the goal was to drop a song a day until the end of the year. I did drop 7 songs every Friday. Every Friday, 7 songs. That's over now. I reached the goal. Finished the song a day challenge. Woohoo! Yay! Yay! 310 days. 310 days of just making music. Didn't skip one day, not one. Not one. Not even one. Not even one. Not one. Every day making music. Stuff for stuff. And a lot of those days I had shit to do as well. So yeah. But it's over now. Link in the description if you want to hear everything I made this year. I got one more pack dropping next week. This week Friday. I got one more pack on the 15th. And then I'm done. Anywho. I need to make sure I stop dropping peanut shells. Otherwise I'm gonna have a mess on my hands while doing it. Someone asked me to do a Q&A video, and I thought that was a good idea. What the hell? Okay, let's see if I can avoid that. Shout out Alexia, frequent commenter. Appreciate you. Someone already, look, you can ask questions in this video. No, on my community tab. Actually, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter. You can ask your questions in the comment section of this video. In my community tab, there's a post I created. You can ask questions there. You can email me. My email is in the description. You can join my Discord and send a message to the Discord there. However you want to do it. If you're shy and you don't want people to see, you can always just email me directly on Discord. You can message me, or you can just post it in the comments, and then I'll, if I get enough questions, I'll ask. I guess How many questions would I need to create a video? If the questions are good enough, I can. I could do like a whole video off of like 3. If it's like 3 good questions, I could spend a whole video. We'll see. I don't know how many questions I'm gonna get. I dropped another shell. That's enough. Enough dropping peanut shells. Okay. Let me get this one. Do a whole peanut. I was watching this show. It's called Kekkon Dekenai Otoko, which means the man who can't get married in Japanese. It was a good show. Really enjoyed it. And it's about this very antisocial architect. It's very awkward and yeah, he's terrible with women, so on and so forth. And this doctor that he becomes familiar with, and how their acquaintance develops into something much more over time. I was satisfied with the ending, but then season 2, I found out there's a second season, but I didn't know there was a second season because they changed the name of the show, so it was like basically a separate series. It's the same series, but like you know how movies will have a sequel and then they change the name of the sequel is different from the name of the movie before it. They did that with the series. So instead of saying season 2, they just gave it a new name. So that's why I didn't know there was a second season, because when you search for it and then you see the show pop up, it says only 1 season. You're like, okay, there's only 1 season. So you don't know that you have to search for an entirely different name to get the second season. The issue is the second season came out like 13 years after the original one. So they didn't maintain the original cast. Many members of the original cast were not in the second season, and there were just certain details that they switched up as well that I was like, I'm not watching this. They didn't need to do that. I don't know, it's like 13 years later, why did you do this? You didn't need to. It ended perfectly. Like the first season, great ending. I was happy with the ending. I was like, you know what, they wrapped this up nicely. We don't need more of this. Nope. I don't know if it's greed trying to make more cash. I don't know what it is, but they called everyone back. Well, they didn't call everyone back. They called some of the people back. fast show. It should be illegal to do that. It should be illegal to mess with good stories. But anyway, let's talk about the content of the story. The first season is the only season that counts. Season 2 does not exist in my mind. He's this awkward man who can be antisocial to the point of being mean. But I saw a lot of myself in him, just because I'm also like very antisocial. In most cases, I would prefer to be by myself, but I think he's a caricature. He's an exaggeration. I know there are people like him, like very much like him. So it's not like people like him don't exist, but you know, he's an extreme. I don't think that extreme, but it reminds me of the time I was this was 2021. I was in cooking school. And I was staying by myself at the time. And I didn't like seeing people. I made some friends while I was there. And they'd always be trying to come over. And I'd be like, oh my God, can people get out of my room? And I have a bunch of people in my room all at once. And I'd be getting very upset. But you know, after a while, you just kind of accept it. And it started getting fun. There was girls. There was a bunch of girls. Some guys would come over as well. Like some guys I'd play FIFA with, play some PlayStation with and stuff. It was so cool. I got to bring my PlayStation. So every time after school, I'll just put on my PlayStation and play some games. There's a nice little setup I had there. Anyway, there was this girl that I was particularly interested in, and we developed a relationship. I mean, we liked each other. We didn't make anything official, but we did like each other. But I was just so awkward and inexperienced. Yeah, things just didn't work out. But it was still a nice little moment, and we had some good moments. She'd come over a lot. She always used to come over and would just talk, or I have this video game, Crash Team Racing. We'd play Crash Team Racing together. I'd cook for her. It was cool. It was a cool moment in time. But yeah, things didn't work out because I think I was too eager. I think that was it. You know, they say eager beaver collapses the dam. I think I was just too eager and impatient, so that's what ruined everything. Yeah, I think that's it. It wasn't because of... so in the series, the reason why the guy doesn't really mix well with women is because he wants no parts of it. He's just like, leave me alone. He makes rude comments all the time, yada yada yada, stuff like that. It's just antisocial, like all the way antisocial. I have that to an extent, but you know, I can be nice. So I think my issue was that I was just too overwhelming. So, to be honest, I don't know if I've 100% sorted that issue out. Wait, who was the last person I was? I mean, there was a girl this year that I went on several dates with, but she was just. I think this is the first time in my life where I was just genuinely like, no. Like, she seemed interested enough that whenever I would say let's go on a date, she'd say yes. Like, she always seemed eager to go on dates and stuff. But I don't think it was gonna. Yeah, it was definitely not gonna work. And she's, she's chaotic. She's a chaotic character, and I remember. Yeah, there's just so many moments with her. I'm just like, oh my god, that just made me look at her like, what's going on with you? I remember helping her sneak into her house late. I don't know what time. It was past midnight, probably. I don't know. Was it past? It was very late. I don't know what time it was. And we just come from a night out, doing a bunch of stuff, and turns out she was acting weird when I picked her up and stuff like that. And then I was like, what's wrong with you? Then we had the night and we had our fun, and then we were coming back and she seemed anxious. Then I found out that she sneaked out of her house. This is a grown woman. Well, she's not like old, she's like 20 something, but she's an adult. And I'm like, why are you sneaking out your house at this age, fam? Like, speak to your parents. I don't know her relationship with her. I've met her mom. Her mom seems like a nice enough lady. So I just don't know why she's out here sneaking around. Her mom seems very chilled, like very chilled. So I had to help her like climb over a fence, so that she was literally standing on my shoulders, so she could climb over the fence. I'm like, this is so ratchet. She had dogs. She has dogs, so my concern was that the dogs were gonna start barking at me while I'm helping this criminal jump over the fence. Yeah, like she's very dramatic. There's a lot of drama with this girl, and she's very popular. So it's like, I want someone. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you being popular, right? There's nothing wrong with people know who you are, but it becomes an issue to me when a lot of guys know who you are, like intimately, to the point where I don't know if you've been with him and whatnot. That's when I start to be like, no, this is too much. She's very like popular. She's a very sociable person. I remember like when I threw my music event earlier this year, she was helping me. She helped a lot with the whole process, and she was helping me hang posters in this certain part of the city. We were just walking around hanging posters, handing posters out, going to different stores, asking if we can hang posters in their establishment and stuff. Everywhere we went, someone knew who she was. Everywhere we went, someone knew who she was. And there was a point where we were crossing the road and someone stopped in his car on the road. Oh my god. Da, da, da. I'm like, how? It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Like I said, it just becomes an issue when now it's like a bunch of dudes like seem to know you very well. That's when I start to say, spidey senses, what's going on here? I remember picking her up once. Look, this doesn't make me sound like crazy, but we weren't dating. we never made anything official at any time, so I don't know. But I feel like after I saw this, I should have just been like, enough of you. But I remember picking her up. She'd just been with another guy. Like, I don't know if she was having coffee or something with this guy. I don't know what. I don't know, man. Look, people will be like, oh, it's not that deep. It could be anything, da da da. Nah. Because he hugged her afterwards, and then I'm like, how are you with another dude before when I'm coming to get you? But stuff like that is why I never really took things. That's why I never tried to take things further. It made me realize how much I'd been considering. In that moment when I saw that dude, I felt very angry. And I realized, oh, you care more than you thought you cared. Because I thought I didn't care. But then when I saw that guy, I was like, what the fuck? But after that, I was like, nah, this is impossible. This will never work. We went out together a couple times after that, but it was just, in my mind, there was just no way. But you know, she was nice to hang out with. And I guess in my mind, I was still trying to see if there's something there. But every time I would go out with her, it would just be confirmation that we won't work. But the last time I saw her, we had dinner and we had a nice chat, very long conversation about a lot of things. And confirmed to me that we could be friends, but not partners. And then in my mind, I was just like, so what's the point? In my mind, I don't see the point in being friends with a pretty girl. Like, what's the point? Why are we hanging out? Like, I just don't understand. At some point, you're going to have a boyfriend, and then we can't hang out anymore because it's just going to be too inappropriate. Especially considering that, you know, we have a dating history, like, of, yeah, we're going on dates with it. I wouldn't be comfortable with my girl hanging out with some guy alone, you know, seeing him however many times she sees him. I'm not, no, it's not gonna. So obviously, because I wouldn't be okay with it, I don't expect another guy to be okay with it. Ladies, let me know if that's problematic to y'all. Do y'all think that's problematic if I don't want my girl hanging out with guys? That's a rule for me. You can have guy friends, you just can't meet them by yourself. And same applies to me. I can have female friends, but I can't just be out here meeting girls one-on-one. Why? For what reason? I'm single and I still don't believe in that. Even if I'm single, if I find you attractive in any way, there's no point in us being friends. It's just inappropriate. Because part of me is having like the thought of, there's always that element, and I don't like that. I think it's weird. So because I don't want to build these habits, I don't want to walk into a relationship with these habits, with these female friends, and then my girl has to be like, and who's so and so and why, and that. No. I'm very antisocial. I have guy friends that I see from time to time, but I don't really. I actually have a buddy that wait, where's the book? Hero. Fuck. Let me just show it to you. He wrote this book. He's cool. We're on a similar wavelength in terms of just being introverts and not the most sociable people. But yeah, a lot of the guys I know are artists, partying, so on and so forth. And I don't do that, so I tend to stay at home a lot. And girls are usually the ones you can be like, let's go hang out and grab coffee, that sort of cute stuff. And then I'm not very interested in sitting down. I'm very antisocial. I'm not very interested in sitting down and talking to dudes. Like I don't care. I just why? Why? Is that terrible? Like I just have no interest in it. Generally speaking. Like this homie, I saw him at his book launch. There wasn't a book launch; it was a book signing. And I saw him. We had a chat about writing and George Martin and his book and his writing process, and that was good. It was brief, like 20 minutes or something. I saw him. I said, "Congrats, man," and then I dipped. That's enough for me. I think now if we have to like see each other, and I remember the one time I invited this homie out to a movie. He was like, "Yo, bro, let's go watch a movie." What movie was it? I don't know what movie it was. And I was just like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? And then you have to have a conversation afterwards, and it feels boring. Like you just want to be at home. So I'm very introverted, generally speaking, so I'm just looking for a girl that I can hang out with and we share similar interests. And that can be a large part of my I'm trying to see if this peanut fits in this shell. Not exactly, but if you force it, it does. You know, a girl I can find that social fulfillment with. In the series I was watching, so the guy and the girl, the grown as hell, like the guy is 40 and the woman is in her late 30s, and she doesn't have a social life because she's always working, so she doesn't really have friends. She's a doctor, and yeah, you know, she's a doctor, so then a lot of the time she's eating by herself and going out by herself, just doing stuff by herself, and the guy is the same way. So then they develop a mutual friend group. She becomes friends with his neighbor, and that introduces her to other people. She becomes friends with his work colleagues, and they develop a mutual friend group, but then eventually they become friends and lovers. Oh, I'm spoiling the series for you, but spoiler alert, they become lovers. But they find that kinship in each other, right? I'm looking for that. I think that would be nice. Where I don't need too much. I don't need too many relationships in my life. I don't need too many friendships. I just need someone who gets me and I get her, and we get along and we do things together, and that's enough. There's not too much extracurricular. I really don't care, guys. Some people go, oh, that's so sad. Like, you need to get more friends. And it's not that I don't have friends. It's just I don't like talking to people. There are people I can hit up and be like, yo, let's hang out. What are you doing this weekend? And stuff like that. If I could, but what I've found is that when I do that, almost always regret it. I get very bored very quickly. I don't like sitting down and talking. Generally speaking, it depends on the person, but what I find is that most of the time I end up like not wanting to be there. And that's no shade to the person I'm talking to, it's just the way I am. I'm not very like you know, it depends on the setting. If it's a bunch of us and it's a fun topic, I guess it can be nice. There's several situations I've been in where as a group we're having fun and I'm having fun. And when I was living by myself during the cooking school phase, and the girls would come over, would play board games and stuff like that. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. So I can hang out with people, but I prefer to be by myself. But I think it does get lonely, so I would like a partner that we just have some things in common and we can find that social fulfillment within each other. Anyway, let me pray and get out of here. You know, I like to pray at the end of my videos just to impart peace and blessing with that good stuff. Dear God, thank you for this individual watching this video right now. Thank you for making them whole and unique. Thank you for guiding them on a path towards peace, prosperity, purpose. Thank you that you've blessed all people that care about them, love for them, bring the best out of them, and you're introducing new people that do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all they have, and through that find peace and contentment and attract even more blessings. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and all the people that care about you. In my name I pray. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.